Hey, come on in the room. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's very important to me, and that I had a conversation with a coworker here. I'm here in Missouri, still working, and today is Sunday, so it's kind of like a laid back day. So I got a few minutes to talk to you guys about something. Normally I would make a post, but it's too. I didn't feel like it today. So I want to talk about unhealthy pressure. And one thing I realized, and some of you may not realize, that social media has overexposed us to people's lives in a false way. Most of the things and content that you see, whether it's your family members, whether it's your friends, on social media, is false content. It's a false narrative. People are inclined to show you the good part of themselves without actually exposing the bad or the trials that came along with it. Most marriages you see, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of marriages that you see, that's not all to the story. Yeah, it may look cute with some nice little selfies and stuff, and oh, he bought me roses today and tagging the husband. But there are issues that come along with every marriage. There are challenges that are beyond our control that comes along with every relationship. And I don't necessarily think that one relationship is better than another one, but I also think that when you're operating in your own lane, that you learn how to appreciate your life as is. I was talking to a coworker today about unhealthy pressure, and she was saying that, for years she went to medical school to be a doctor because her father was a medical doctor, and that it was expected of her to marry a doctor, to be a medical doctor. She wasted so many years, so much money doing something that, she wasn't interested in. And now, in the career path that we're in, she make just as much as a medical doctor makes, but her title is different. She doesn't wear the same, high class title that she would have worn as being a respected doctor. And that's okay. And me walking through the lives of family and friends, and I talk to people pretty often, and I'm a counselor to many. I've seen so many people try to force and impose their will on other people. And, they may have good intentions in doing so. You may have had an experience with a certain group of people, and you want to warn your friends and your kids, hey, be careful with them people over there because, they like this and like that. And even though it comes from a place of safety and it comes from a place of concern, at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own life and you have to make your own decisions. And I'll be honest and say that some of my worst decisions in life came from outside pressure. Whether it was family, whether it's friends, whether it's peers, or whether there was a certain expectation upon me to be a certain person. I made decisions for a long time based on what I felt like people expected for me to do or to be. I even been in relationships and stayed too long because it wasn't expected of me to be divorced or expected of me to be with a person that didn't come from the same kind of, cultural background as I came from, or came from the same type of church that I came from. And whether we like it or not, all of us have experienced that kind of pressure. Whether it came from, your grandparents telling you, babe, I want some grandkids right now, and then here you go trying to hurry up and get married, trying to have you some kids, when it may not be your season to do so. And it may not be your season to, even something simple as buying a house. Well, you're getting older and it's time for you to buy a house. Don't let somebody put that pressure on you. You know what you got going on. You may have $100,000 in student loan debt, and you may want to pay down on your loan. You cannot gauge your life or measure your life or the success of your life by somebody else's. And, social media is good, and I love it because it connects us with people that we haven't seen in a while. And I like seeing my family and friends because I don't really get a chance to go home too much. But at the same time, it makes you be in a competition, an unspoken competition in your head with people that's not even checking for you like that. and they may not ever even know that you're looking at their life. Oh, Melissa's doing so good. She bought a house, and she over in Egypt, and she in Paris, and she in Dubai one day. But there are so many sacrifices that I make on a daily basis. Like today is Sunday. Most of you guys, by the time you see this video, would just have came from dinner with your family, just left church. And there's certain sacrifices I have to make for months out the year in order for me to leisurely travel as I do and to do the things that I do. So, we can't compare our lives to one another. And you will go broke. Listen to me. You will go broke trying to live up to the expectations of people when at the end of the day, you don't have the same struggles. I have been working, let me see, I want to say this time around 15 days straight. Hair looking rough. It's Sunday. I need to go home and wash it. And I'm in the office behind a computer for at least 10 hours today. Whenever I get done my work, I guess I can leave. But then I got a full week. So I may not be off again until maybe another 10 days. So I work sometimes 25, 30 days on with no day off, 11, 12 hours a day to have the freedom to do what I want to do later on. So what I'm saying is basically, don't allow outside influences to decide for you. If you want to buy a house, do it. If at the end of the day, the only person that has to deal with the debt that you have is you. And if you want to date that person, then do it. Sometimes people try to come to you and warn you about folks. Before I got with my husband, a lot of people warned me because I told them, hey, listen, I'm getting ready to marry this African, and I like him, and I love him, and he's a good guy. Well, Africans are abusive, and they got controlling issues, and you need to be careful, and they have 5 wives. Just because that has been your experience doesn't mean that it's going to be everybody else's experience. And I decided about 2 years ago that I would break free of the opinion of others, and I would live my life as I wanted to live my life. And when I tell you, there's so much freedom in just living your life as you choose without having other people, opinions always in your ear. Now, I'm the big person on counsel. The Bible talks about in Proverbs that there's safety in a multitude of counsel. I wholeheartedly believe in running something by somebody before you do it. And I didn't get married without talking to somebody. And I didn't make any major decisions, without seeking, of somebody that I respect. But at the same time, even mentorship has an end to it. And when the mentor starts to not just give you advice, they can give you what they feel like is healthy for you. But when a mentor tries to go beyond the advice to impose their personal will on yours, it's no longer mentorship, it's manipulation. And there's a fine line between giving someone advice and being a controlling factor to try to make them be something that you want them to be. And I just wanted to talk to a couple of people today, and this may not be for everybody, but I can talk to you about unhealthy pressure because I've been through it, and I've lived majority of my life from unhealthy pressure on who, where I should live. I had people telling me you should move to Atlanta. I've been almost 10 years, and I've done well. I've had people saying, well, you shouldn't travel by yourself and doing the job that you do. I've been safe. I've never been shot. I've never been robbed. And I've done well in my career path. I've had people say, well, you need to quit your job and you need to go and just do this or that. And I did it 10 years ago, and I became a millionaire. That's cool, but that may not necessarily be for me. And even though I know that a lot of the advice that I received came from a good place, I had to decide at the end of the day what was for me and what was not for me. And so I just wanted to talk to somebody today to free them from just the unhealthy pressure. And it's crazy that when you're single You want to be married. And then when, you get married and realize that marriage is not really what you thought that it was going to be, and it wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and it wasn't going to be like Jay-Z and Beyonce marriage and all these other people lives you've seen, then, oh my God, I just wish I was just single again, and I should have waited a little bit while longer. Well, that kind of stuff comes from living under the guise or the umbrella of somebody else's personal decision. You will always find yourself in a pit. You will always find yourself in a prison as long as you allow other people's lives determine your destiny. And I know single people want to be married. Married people want to be single. When you don't have any kids, people saying, oh, you need to go ahead and have some kids. And then you get, oh, I'm sick of these children. They just need to go somewhere. I'm tired of them. And, without you even realizing, there are so many pleasures and luxuries and leisure things that you have in your life that you don't appreciate. There's so many people would die trying to have while you're looking at everybody else's life. I know people, I got a couple of friends on here that don't have any children and that's going through, in vitro fertilization, that's had problems conceiving. And while you complaining about, I wish I could travel like her, and I wish, that I can go around the world like she does and do this and do that. There are people that are die to have children, literally, that are taking injections, that are doing so many different things to try to get what you have, and you don't even appreciate it. And then I got friends that are single and that look like they live the life of luxury. They all on Instagram and they in this city and on airplanes and doing this and that. That'll die, that'll literally give their left leg just to have their mama back. So, you have to appreciate the life that God gave you and not be pressured by a false narrative that's not even real on social media. You have so much to be thankful for, and it may not be your time to step out and, jet set, and it may not be your time to step out and have children, or it may be your time to do so. But whatever state you find yourself in, you need to learn how to be content. I grew up in Alabama in not so good area. We never stayed in the projects, but I guess you can consider we stayed in the hood. I wish I can do weaves and make me some money on the side. I can't. Y'all see how my hair looking today on this good old Sunday. I wish I knew how to braid hair. My sister Ebony is a beast at braiding hair, like on a professional level. She need to be working in somebody's shop braiding hair, but she learned how to do it at a young age, and she's good at it. There's things that she could do that I can't do. My brother, he's a singer. He plays the drums. He plays the organ. And I don't have that musical gift, but there are other things that I do that they don't. So, I've never been a person to try to be somebody I'm not, floss and, go broke buying cars and buying Louis Vuitton shoes. God be praised for your red bottoms, but I don't even desire to have none and I can afford them. I'd rather spend my money on trying to pay down debt, buy houses, make investments in different things and not to determine my life. Oh my God. I'm not going to put that pressure on my husband and say, baby, you don't never buy me red bottoms and I want some $1,200 shoes. Because he do things that I'm sure most men don't do or won't do. So, I thank God for my life as it is. And if I can't do it, I don't do it. I don't let anyone pressure me to go try to spend money at a restaurant that I don't have or to try to make a big purchase just because I see my friend buying Louis Vuitton purses. That's fine. Every dollar of my money that I make is accounted for. And so I don't have the pressure any longer. I used to. But I no longer have the pressure of trying to impress folks. Man, listen, if I had to, I know how to go eat 10-cent noodles, the instant noodles, the Chinese noodles, which I don't like them. But if I had to do that in order to survive and maintain, my house and my living, then I would go do it. But you are not going to back me into a corner to go do something or to be something just for the sake of just to say, hey, I'm on your level. Nah, we good, fam. I recently bought, was that recently? A couple of months ago. I bought a Nissan Altima. And everybody know I love Mercedes-Benzes. I think I've had 4 of them. I had a Lexus. I'm 33 years old. I bought and paid for at least 4 or 5 cars. And all of them have been luxury cars. I don't even remember not having been a time when I didn't have a luxury car. But because I'm making some life adjustments and I'm trying to afford some other things and fit some other things into my budget, I sold my Mercedes-Benz truck that I loved and I actually could afford. But I had to make a decision on, am I doing this for people? Am I doing this for comfortability? I ended up buying a 2017 Nissan Altima. I no longer have the Mercedes truck. I ended up selling my Mercedes truck to a friend, and I feel good about the decision that I made. It's not about riding in luxury. Who cares? I just need a car to get me from point A to point B. Most of the time I'm working anyway, and when I'm not working, I'm traveling. I'm in different countries, so I really don't even use my car too much. Like a day like today, my car will be sitting outside of my office for about maybe 11 hours. So, there's no point of, you feel like you just got to do something. I got to have a Maserati. I got to have a Bentley. I got to have this and that. Sometimes you have to give up what you want for now so you can secure your future for later. So, that's the end of my rant. But I wanted to talk to you guys about unhealthy pressure. Hey, get free from it today. Just be done with living life for other people and stop looking at people's social media pages. Instagram is not real. Facebook is not real. People are not going to tell you the mountains that they had to cross to get the money that they got or to get the relationship that they got, and how many times that they had to go to marriage or counseling before they actually had a good husband 14 years later. Don't do it. Don't desire anybody's life. Live your life as God has given you, and I promise you, you'll be a lot better off. Love you.